If you're a music producer, you know that for your work, good plugins are essential, but their price can be a deal breaker. And for example, the price of some plugins like FabFilter or Zone could be tremendous, like 100, 200, 400 bucks, but there is one really good way to get them without breaking the bank. Let's go through the all three options, and the last one is my favorite. Let's start with a traditional way, actually buying the plugin. You pay once and keep the software license forever, plus you get all the updates that come later. But let's be real, some plugins are extremely expensive and cost hundreds of dollars. And guess what? You can't have one plugin, you need many for real work. For example, for me it's extremely difficult to pay $400 upfront and get iZotope Ozone, which is a great plugin, but $400 for me it's a deal breaker. And here comes the second option. A lot of plugin companies saw this problem and understood that not a lot of producers are able to pay hundreds and thousands of dollars to get plugins. And they followed the best advice of Netflix, come up with a subscription. Oh god, we're talking about subscriptions, alright. So in the plugin world, Slate Digital and Waves popularized this model of plugin subscriptions. Well, the idea seems kinda cool. You pay $10, $20 a month and you're able to access all of the company's plugins, or almost all plugins. But then again, when you come to think of it, you can pay for half a year, for a year, 2 years, and when you stop paying for the subscription, you lose all your plugins, because you lease them, you rent them, you don't own them. And this really pisses me off, so they are draining your money every month, and you can't own them. And here comes the third and my favorite way to get the plugins, although not a lot of plugins have this option, and this is rent to own. It is a relatively fresh way to get the plugins because it appeared not long ago, and not a lot of companies support this rent to own thing. But this is so cool because it's a combination between subscription and buying plugins, because you pay monthly and finally you own this plugin. This is the best of both worlds, because you pay every month, yes, like $10 or $20, but in the end you finally own the plugin, you own the license. For example, in my case, not long ago I purchased Soothe 2, which is extremely great plugin, but the price is 200 euros, which is quite a lot, but there is a fantastic button rent to own, and now I pay something about $12 a month, and finally, probably like 10 months later, I will finally pay through the whole installments and I will get the license. Some other companies offer this option, but for example, if you go to Splice, which a lot of people know as one of the best sample libraries in the world today, but actually if you go to rent to own section, there are a lot of plugins and programs and software that you can look at. For example, Serum, which is very popular, Cubase. For example, one of my favorite is Zone Advanced, which costs $400 if you pay it full price, but here you get to pay $20 per month, which is again not a deal breaker. You pay $20 a month for probably like a year or 10 months, but in the end you acquire full license. Just go to this website yourself and probably you'll find something for you. Some people may say that rent to own is just another way for companies to drain our money. Well, yes, because all companies are not charity and they don't make all these wonderful plugins for free because it's their hobby. No, it's their business. And that made me think that they are actually fighting the problem of piracy, because a lot of plugins, a lot of software is being pirated like every day heavily. A lot of people, when they look at the price of $400, $200, they immediately block themselves from even the idea of them ever buying those plugins. Yes, I understand, if that's hobby for someone, they can get the free version because there are a lot of like alternatives to Ozone and something else, but people actually want something that we producers use. And for these people, it's a great way to actually get the license, because it's not a deal breaker. You can just save this $10 or $20 per month and afford having a Zone, for example, or FabFilter. Although FabFilter is not on rent to own, unfortunately, because it's extremely expensive. If you buy like 5 plugins like Procure3, Pro2, Saturn, and other like basic stuff that I use every day, it can be like 1,000 or at least like $800. So let me know, what is your go-to option? What do you prefer, buying and forgetting about all installment payments, subscription, or rent to own option? And if you want to learn more how to make music, you can watch these videos right here.